Hey everyone, it's Miss Billman, and we're looking at the 5-3 homework. When we talk about expressions, it's important that we know what they're really asking and understanding what that really means. So sum, difference, product, and quotient. So number 1, we see that the middle column is filled, and it says subtract D from 11. Now if I'm taking away from 11, the 11 will come first and the D will come second. This is basic math. We can do this, but we have to really analyze it as far as what am I taking away from it. If I write it as an algebraic expression, it's 11 minus D, and I would write 11 minus D is a difference. When I subtract, it means the difference. Like, what is the difference between 11 and D? D could be any number, and I would be able to tell you the difference. 7 times D, and when we look at this, it'd be times. My mind is to say 7 multiplied times D, or multiplied by D, but we don't do that. So it's multiply 7 by D, and 7 times D is the product of 7 and D. I'm multiplying those together. Product is multiplication. 7 divided by D is 7 divided by D. In this one, I'm dividing 7 by D. If I flipped it, I would have a completely different answer. 7 divided by D is the quotient. When we analyze expressions, we really go back to which steps are we doing first. So I need to match these with A, B, or C. 5 times n squared minus 3. I can't just circle the 2, so I have to circle all of n squared. And I know that 3 is off on its own, but I also need to put a circle around the 5 times n squared. I have to get a product, and then I subtract 3 from it. So that matches B, and you can see there's the circles and then the number. Right there are 2 terms, 1 and 2. Number 5, 3 times n, that's a product I have to do first, and then 6 divided by 5 to the second power. When I match this, I can see it goes along with A, because the product comes from 2 different circles, 3 and n, and that quotient comes from 2 circles, 6 divided by 5 squared, or 5 to the n power. The next one, I know it's going to be C, but I still should do it. 3 plus n, I find the sum, and then that sum is multiplied by 5 to find a product. And then n squared is on its own. So that clearly matches C. Let's analyze each expression. We're going to make a diagram. I know I normally use brackets in class, but I'm really trying to stay true to modeling this math. So 6 times 7 plus C. If I model this with a diagram, I know I have a product between 6 and 7. I would be adding what C is. So I have multiple circles happening at one time. Within my product, I could have 2 circles to represent each number as well. Okay, number 8. The first thing I need to do is I have that 6 plus C in parentheses, and then I have that number. So the number 6. So I have the term, or the number, I have the number 6, and I multiply by to get a product between the sum of 7 plus C. Now this one, I have C divided by 7 minus 6 times C. So I have a variable divided by a number minus C, or 6 times C to find a product. And with multiplication, I could do 6 times C or C times 6. And that's where I get my 2 terms. Remember, terms, they have to do with addition and subtraction. So if I evaluate this, knowing 1/2 multiplied by A, which equals 9 plus 1. When I multiply fractions, I'm going to circle that, and I write it out as 1/2 multiplied by 9 over 1. And I'm going to multiply straight across, and I get 9 over 2. When I make a mixed number, I end up getting 4 1/2. Now I rewrite it again. 4 1/2 plus 1. Now I have these terms, and I get a final answer of 5 1/2. It's easy to take these big, scary topics and break them down. Just take your time and you'll do great.